them, I'd send them a link to see what's discussed in the session. So what I thought we'd do today is just go around and introduce ourselves and say a little bit about who you are and your work and interests and things like that. Following that, I'll share my screen, and what I'll do is I'll just run through the CG Scholar microsite for the conference, tell you a little bit more about how to engage in the conference, both as an online emerging scholar and as an in-person blended emerging scholar. And then maybe if anyone has any questions, we can sort of, have a discussion after that if maybe I went too quickly or I wasn't quite clear with some part of it or something like that. So with that, I'll just say my name is Tamsin Gilbert. I am Research Network Producer at Common Ground Research Networks. I will be there at the conference in Spain. So you'll see me there along with 2 other Spanish colleagues, Tatiana and Tamara. But I do have another one of my colleagues here who is Kayla Ryan. Kayla, do you want to just unmute yourself and say hi?
Yeah, I'm Kayla Ryan. I'm an assistant conference producer at Common Ground, and I'm really excited to meet everyone.
Thanks, Kayla. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around in the order of the Zoom rectangles, and so sort of whatever random order they've come up in. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, and also please do correct me if I mispronounce your name, because I do want to know how to pronounce it correctly. So I will start with Chloe. Chloe, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm a PhD student in the Spanish department at UC Berkeley, and I'm mainly interested in women writers and feminist philosophy and public art ethics.
Thanks, Chloe. Nice to meet you. James, you're my next tile.
Hi, everyone. I'm James. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns. I'm a master's candidate at Simmons University in Boston, where I study children's literature and teaching. And my main interest is gender in children's literature broadly, but mostly picture books.
Great. Thanks, James. You might be interested in some we have some sessions that I've noticed that are part of the Information, Medium and Society Publishing Studies sort of stream there. So you might be interested in those. Charlotte, did you want to unmute yourself and say hello?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you online. My name is Charlotte. I use she, her pronouns, and I work in community arts with young people who are underrepresented because of systems of oppression, and looking at public art and placemaking.
Thanks, Charlotte. Arpit?
Yes, hi Tamsin. Hi everyone. I am Alfred Kehim. I'm a PhD student at UCLA, and my work is around the questions of indigenous media representation and questions of film and community media practices. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Alfred. Catherine, you're my next tile.
Hello, nice to meet you guys. I'm Catherine. I'm a third-year PhD student from the University of Leicester School of Museum Studies, and my research focuses on the contemporary Chinese art in the 1980s and art education reforms in China. Happy to be here.
Thanks, Catherine. Milagros?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Milagros. I'm also in topics as Charlotte on placemaking. I'm an architect. I also did a master in urban studies. I did my research on public art and how it affects the life of marginalized communities. And excited to share this with you.
Fantastic. Nice to meet you. And then we have Armin. Armin, you're my last rectangle here.
Hello everyone. I'm Amin and I'm from Iran. I'm a master's graduate from University of Tehran, and my research focus is on dramatic characterization, and I'm really happy to be here with you.
Thanks, Armin. So then what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen. Sorry, no matter how many times you do this, it's always like, is it sharing properly? So I'm hoping someone can give me a thumbs up and show me, tell me that you're able to see the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, there's a number of different ways to get to the CG Scholar microsite. One is through this link that's just on the web page here. You can also go through cgscholar.com, which I should have had open as well, but I forgot. If you're not logged into CG Scholar, you can do so in the top right-hand corner here, or you can just go your profile here and log in. The easiest way to get there is probably through this button here, but if you happen to log in and end up here, you can go down to your events, and you should see a listing of the conference right there. I've got many, so it's not really a good example to show mine. So then you can also click event here and find the conference there. So I'll close that tab. This is the about page. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bit about the conference. You know, special focus for the year, the themes that are recurring every year, as well as a little bit about the history there. For me, this next tab says submit a proposal. If you are presenting at the conference, whether in-person blended or online only, this will say my proposal or your proposal, sorry, forgive me, it's that time in the day. When you click on this, this will be the place where you'll see your abstract, keywords, title, but it's also the place where you will upload your digital media for the conference. Now, if you're an online only presenter, we have all themed paper presentations and parallel sessions are asynchronous, meaning that they rely on digital media uploads for the presentation. There's no live Zoom component to those sessions, so we need you to upload your digital media, otherwise people won't be able to see your presentation. There's a discussion board attached to each panel, and I'll show you how that works. But even if you are at in-person blended Emerging Scholar, we recommend that you upload your digital media as well, because it means that the online only delegates can also view it, and it also means that they might comment in the discussion board attached for that as well, and you'll get more people taking a look at your work. Digital media can be any sort of a wide variety of different things. People upload MP4 videos of their presentation. People do this by just recording a Zoom session with themselves. A lot of people also do voiceovers over PowerPoint presentations, which is something that you can do in PowerPoint. Some people embed videos, so they'll upload them to YouTube or Vimeo and use the embed code to embed at the bottom of the page. Some people just upload a PDF, and delegates also upload multiple pieces of digital media. You're not restricted to just one. So if you wanted to, you could upload, say, a video and then also your PowerPoint presentation or a PDF as well. We can go a little bit more into that later, but this is the page where you do that. Register is just your registration. You'll find information about your registration there. The next tab, I'm gonna skip presentations for now and just go to the special events, because presentations and the schedule here are kind of linked, and I wanted to sort of show how they can work together for you through the conference. So special events is exactly what it sounds like. It's signing up for special events. So for the in-person blended delegates, you know, it's things like the conference dinner, or the case study morning, or the welcome reception, or the walking tour. For the online only delegates, it's things like signing up for the online engagement session, which is much like this session, but just sort of explaining how to engage in the conference, as well as the welcome. We have an online welcome think and drink session, which is a nice session actually. It's informal. We sort of do what we start actually by starting much as we did in this session, by everyone introducing themselves. Kayla or I will typically put the delegate who's introducing themselves presentation page in the chat during that time, so people can go ahead and follow along with your presentation as well. And then we like to discuss a special focus. We typically have the local host there, as well as the research network chair. So that's a nice session as well. I'll go more into that later, but this is just sort of special event sign up. Presentations. Sorry, the internet's always slow when I've got people watching. If you all weren't here, it would be going very quickly. So On this featured tab, you can see all of your presentations. We like to feature the emerging scholars sessions. So that's where we can see them all here, and everyone will be able to see those featured sessions. Theme, if for example, you're interested in a particular theme in the conference, let's say it's the special focus. We'll go down here to the special focus, if I can find it, because there's a lot of sessions. Have I missed it? Maybe I missed it. No, here it is. And then I can see all the presenters that are presenting under that special focus. I might, for example, be very interested in Deborah's work. So then I can go ahead and click on the title from there, and then read her abstract on her presenter page, learn a bit more about her. And then this is where her digital media will be available as well. If for some reason Deborah has not uploaded her digital media, when the discussions board opens the day before the conference, there'll actually be a button here that says request Deborah's, request digital media. And then Deborah will receive an email from us saying someone wants to see your digital media. And then when she uploads it, you as the person requesting it will get an email saying it's now been uploaded, which will take you straight to the uploaded digital media there. Just one more thing here is that we can go ahead and follow that presentation if it's something that you're particularly interested in. You can also go ahead and click on that presenter's name and it will take you to their profile page. This is a good time to mention that that there are many different ways to update your profile page, and please do update it with the most current information, because as you can see, it will be hyperlinked and people will be able to click on it throughout the conference. You can also add people as peers. So if I'm interested in Deborah's work, I can add her as a peer and contact her there. The best way to upload your I'm getting upload and update confused. The best way to update your profile page is by clicking the community page right here and then going profile. Another way to do that is just by going to your name in the top right here and going down to account settings and updating your affiliations and things there. I'll go ahead and go back to the conference. So as you can see now, I followed Deborah's presentation, so that should appear on my following tab when it loads. So there it is. And so this following tab is sort of customizable for each delegate, so that you can follow all the presentations that you specifically are interested in and come back to those using that tab. By type is by exactly what it sounds like, presentation type. So if you're interested only in posters for some reason, you can scroll down and go to the poster sessions. Or if you're interested only in workshops, you can go to those. We'll have a lot of themed paper presentations, but here's the workshop sessions. So you can really go and just look at all the workshop presentations there. So it's by type. I'm going to go back up. And the last one is exactly what it sounds like. It's alphabetical. So then I'm going to go over here to the schedule. Sorry. And then we start the conference. So this conference actually starts on a Monday. So what we're doing is we're having our pre-conference day on the Friday beforehand. We're doing this because people don't attend informational sessions on Sundays before the conference. So what we'll have, the first session is the online engagement session. And like I said, that's a lot like this session right now, kind of giving you an idea of what we do online throughout the conference. And then, like I said, the online welcome reception is that informal session that I mentioned earlier. This is the day that the discussion boards will open. So we'll be able to go through those in those sessions and you can see how they work, but I'm going to show you a little bit more about that now. If you speak Spanish, we do have a number of Spanish language delegates attending the conference, and you can just click over here and you'll see the program with the Spanish language sessions. So you're welcome to attend those as well and also comment on the discussion boards. I'll go back to English now. So then we enter day one of the conference. We'll have the welcome registration and opening session, where you can see here, it says the university and online. that means that this session will be for people attending the conference in person blended, but also on Zoom live for the online only delegates. So you can go ahead and click on that. And we will have the Zoom link here for that session. It will be up there 1 week prior to the conference. And that's where how you'll be able to access it. If you're an online only delegate and you're not able to, like, because of time zone differences or something like that, attend that session, we do record it and we upload it as digital media. So it'll appear here. It usually takes us, you know, an hour or two, depending on how the internet goes, to get it up online. But then you can comment in the discussion board after that if you view it later at a later time. Then we get down here to the sessions. So this is for the in-person blended emerging scholars. You can see that you've been, well, I'll talk specifically about that now, then we'll go to the online only. So we can see here that James has been assigned to room 3, and we can go ahead and click on that session. James will be in that session room, and you will be there for a number of reasons, but one is to act as a moderator. So you'll be making sure that we start on time and that the sessions go. For these sessions, these in-person blended ones, each presenter presents for 20 minutes, and then we have assigned time at the end for a group question and answer. Now your role, I'm just going to use James as the example, for both the in-person blended emerging scholars and the online only emerging scholars, is to ask questions, form a discussion, see how the presentations link together or maybe how they don't. And so really your role in that is to sort of add to conversation. So the thing is, while these people are presenting, sort of think about the links, think about the questions that you might have. I'll quickly jump over to this online only tab to give an example. We haven't got our emerging scholars assigned here. So I'll have to fix that. Sorry about that. I thought I had done it, but maybe it didn't save. I was having some issues with my internet earlier. So much like James is assigned to this as moderator, you as the online only emerging scholars will be assigned to these sessions here. Now your responsibility as an online only emerging scholar then is when the discussion board's open, you will view the digital media associated with each one of these presentations. And then, like the group discussion that I mentioned with James, you will have a group discussion, but it will be in the discussion board here associated with that panel. What you might like to do is, talk to Emma and talk to Chelsea, ask them a question, or you might like to ask 5 individual questions. When you do that on the discussion board, you'll receive an email. It's the discussion board's threaded. So if they respond to your question directly, you'll receive an email. So you don't have to sort of sit on the discussion board and wait for them to answer. There's no particular time that they're going to be there, but just sort of, check in over the course of the conference when the discussion board's open. And you might assign a time, like I know that on Monday, I'm going to look at my sessions for inquiry and engagement. And I know that on the next day, I'm going to look at my sessions for social strides and comment on the discussion boards there. Sorry, I apologize. I thought, I'm just going to have to make a note. I thought I had assigned you in these sessions. Assign online scholars. So you can, and another thing to do is, so we can see, for example, that Vanshika has uploaded digital media here, but Mary Elizabeth has not. So if you get to the conference days, that we still have a little bit of time. So I expect a lot of people to upload in the next few days. And Mary Elizabeth, for example, hasn't uploaded. That's the point where you go ahead and request that digital media from her when you're in that session. Oh, another important thing to note is 6 engagements in this panel, but you'll also have an engagements number for your specific presenter page, and you'll be able to see that there. What am I missing here? Let's go back. Sorry, one moment. So then we have the sessions at the conference, and you'll see that you're assigned to these. In-person blended emerging scholars, I think what we'll plan to do is maybe meet in the afternoon or evening of the 3rd of July. That's typically people are there by now or have arrived. And I'm happy to go through this sort of, because you're going to be, you know, feet on the ground in the rooms themselves. I'm happy to go through this with you in more detail and things like that in terms of keeping time and making sure everything's running smoothly. I feel like I went a little quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to open it up to any questions that you might have. And yeah, let's open it up to any questions you might have. Does anyone want to go ahead and start? Or anything that I might have said too quickly? Yep, go ahead, Catherine.
Yeah, I was just wondering that should we be the host of each discussion board?
Yes, so you'll be assigned. So you know how I showed you how the in-person blended emerging scholars are assigned as moderators?
Yeah.
You'll be assigned on those online only discussion boards. It's something I just simply forgot. I'm sorry about that. It's a silly mistake. So you'll be assigned, and so those are the ones that you'll be responsible for discussion.
Yeah, I see. Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry, there's too many things going on. I've just missed the online only people. I'm embarrassed.
Yes, I have Tamsin also a concern because I wrote an email to Irem, but I never had reply, and I had to change my status from in person to online. I don't know if okay, perfect.
Let me just make a note of it and double check. I think we have you listed as online, but let's just double check.
Super. Yes, because I also sent some messages in the conference kind of.
Oh, no, I don't. I have you listed as in person. Okay, let's change that now because we don't want to be worried. We'll be worried about you. We'll say, where let me just go ahead and fix that. And I will make sure I'll fix that. And you might get another sort of automated email when we change over your registration to online only. So don't worry about that. We'll fix that.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? No. Oh, yep, Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through the schedule, and I noticed that it looks like each of us for the in-person are moderating one session per day. Is that about right?
That's what I try to do. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way and you end up doing 2 on one day and 1 on the other or something like that.
Sure,
but I try to spread it out because I want you to just also go and enjoy the sessions and not have to be too focused on making sure the time is right and everyone's, you know. So I tried to even it out to 1 per day. But yeah, so that it generally should work out like that. That's the aim.
Okay, gotcha. Totally understand. Just wanted to get a sense of what I should be expecting. Yeah.
Yes. Any other questions?
How long is each session, and how many people is more or less presenting?
So you'll see. But you're online only. So for the online only, they're all asynchronous presentations, meaning you just have to watch their digital media. So it'll vary depending on what they uploaded. For the in-person sessions, it's a standard sort of 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes a fourth 20 minutes, and then questions at the end, usually typically 15, 20 minutes of questions at the end. And then the plenary sessions are typically a 30-minute plenary session with a 30-minute question and answer after that. But for the online only sessions, it really just depends on sort of what they've uploaded as their digital media. Someone might have uploaded, you know, a 20-minute video of themselves, whereas someone else might have uploaded a PDF and an audio file, which might be shorter. So I hope that answered your question. Any other questions? Well, with that, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I'll see some of you in Spain in what is going to be coming up quickly. I'm excited. So I'll be in contact with you. Kayla and I are on email. So if we, for some reason, leave this session today and you think of something that you haven't asked, please email us both. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Sorry, I have one more question.
No, yeah, happy.
I believe we're meant to do an introductory video. Is that for
Yes.
everyone, or is that just for the online folks?
No, it's for everyone. So what I'll show you is we like to upload that on the online only tab. We have a little thing that says introducing the emerging scholars with everyone's videos. So yes, if you have not sent me your video, please send it to me as soon as possible.
Okay, gotcha.
And there was sort of in my email, I believe there was like 3 prompt questions that kind of help with that. Because sometimes people are like, what do I say in my introductory video? And so take a look at those questions and kind of respond to those. They're embedded, we sort of embed them in the program so that people can see and meet you. And we like to do it for everyone, because even the people that are there in person might not meet everyone online. So yeah, we like to do that. So yeah, I'm glad you asked. Sorry, I'd forgotten to mention that.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Chloe?
Are there any differences for how we would moderate the poster sessions versus the creative practice sessions versus paper presentations?
Yes, they are different. So I'm glad you asked that. So themed paper presentations are, as I've been saying, as a 20-minute presentation, sort of consecutively with question and answer at the end. The poster sessions are a little different. So we set the posters up in the room, usually beforehand, you know, in the session beforehand. And then you, as the person, as the moderator, as the emerging scholar in that room, you're really there, as you are for everything, to have discussion. So all I would ask from you in terms of that session is just going around to each poster and asking questions and engaging the person that's in the room. You can't sort of facilitate it in the same way, but it's just sort of to be there to ask questions and form discussion and conversation. I'm trying to think of the other presentation type that you mentioned, the showcase. I'm trying to think about when those are a standard 20, the creative practice showcases. Those are 20 minutes as well, with time for questions at the end. The workshops are 45 minutes. And for when you're in-person blended and you're moderating a workshop, it's sort of a bit more hands-off. You just have to make sure that they're, you know, got their space and they're there in their time, because there's usually only one workshop at a time. So that's a little easier in that way. And we'll meet the day before the conference to go through this in detail. I have a sort of little handout that sort of gives you tips and things like that. So we can do that at the same time as well. I don't know if I answered your question. I'm sorry, Chloe. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet all of you. It's always nice to see moving faces on the other side of emails. And feel free to reach out with any questions. I will send the recording of this session around to everyone this afternoon or this evening, whenever I get it uploaded, just in case you want to run through the things I said again. And like I said, we'll see you in a few weeks. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.